Hello, and welcome to another update video about Solana. Solana has reached that neckline of the inverse head and shoulders pattern that we talked about, the red line. Only discussed it in yesterday's video. The neckline is at round about $107. That's the resistance level breakout point, basically. It takes a sustained break above that level, but let's call it 107, 108. You know, it's a bit of a range there. To then, confirm a breakout, essentially. Obviously, that also depends on, okay, is it sustainable? You know, can we retest the line from above? So there's much more that many more questions that we have to deal with after a breakout. But ultimately, everybody should be aware of that first target that I communicated of $125. But it depends on a successful breakout. So as long as we're hovering below that line, obviously pullbacks are possible. In this video, I would like to show you the relevant support levels I've got within our scenario, which is bullish at the moment. Within this base case scenario, that the wave 4 bottomed here on the 23rd of January. I've got two subwave structures. Okay, so it's quite straightforward. It's quite simple. It's especially quite simple and straightforward, and shouldn't be confusing if we have two bullish ones, which we have, okay? So it's quite straightforward. You can use the $84 level, which is the lower support level, which is the critical one, really. Only below $84, really, the structure changes to something more bearish, and I would have to change my base case, which would suggest that the fourth wave is still unfolding. As long as the $84 level is holding, I can see the move up as wave 1. So that's the base case, yeah? And then there are always different ways how these corrections can unfold, okay? So basically, the first wave is the one for risk management, which would allow for a deeper pullback potentially. In this scenario, the move down initially that touched here the round about the $92, $93 level on the 1st of February. That was only an A wave. Then we have here the B wave as a flat structure, and the C wave to the downside should come next. Okay, then we have an A, B, C structure. And as long as we're holding the $84 level, you know, even here, you know, we are bullish. It would just allow for a C wave down. When can we say that this is actually playing out? Well, it's difficult to say. I would say you really only know once the move is really unfolding, and it really takes a break below $95.90 to confirm that. And essentially that's difficult because it could be that the C wave is short, so we don't need to go very deep into the yellow support zone. So at the moment, I think the best strategy would be, if anybody entered here already in our trading area, to maybe consider some partial profit taking or move up the stop loss. You need to do what works right for you, because we've moved basically within a few days from the support area to the resistance. So we've just moved through the range from support to resistance. And, you know, it depends on your approach, you know, partial profit taking, never a bad idea. That will make you excited if a pullback shows. If no pullback shows, fair enough, you only took partial profits, and you can use those profits in other setups that show elsewhere. There are on a daily basis more trades than anybody could ever take, which is humanly possible, right? So that's, I think, one strategy. I think it's just watching for that breakout while being aware that a pullback down to $84 is technically possible, and that would be within this scenario possible. And that's basically your risk, okay? It's always a question of reward and risk. That's one scenario, and the other one basically suggests that we have here a wave 1 to the upside, basically a 1-2, 1-2 setup. This second wave 1 created actually 5 waves now, possible 5 waves, and it could be that a wave 2 happens from here. If a wave 2 pullback happens from here, it might not pull back a lot, and then you have some parameters to watch between $95.90 and $101.45. They are 2 pullback zones. In doubt, I would always use the lower one for risk management. Just if we get a pullback, it might be worth watching this area already. Then again, if we get a breakout directly from here, which is possible, I would just prefer a bit of a pullback beforehand. But it's, you know, we've seen it many times that these breakouts happen more directly. Essentially, the market will decide that. But I think a pullback would be reasonable from here to expect a pullback. And then again, you have 2 support levels to watch. The scenario is bullish against the $84 level. And after a breakout, the first resistance level is around 117 and the next one around 126. So yeah, that's my update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.